Hey there, and welcome to yet another edition of Crafty Cricket's Recreation Station. Hold up, wait a minute. Is that a mayo jar I see over there? Oh, and it's empty. Hands off the mayo jar. I'm going to take that mayo jar and turn it into something like that. Now that is awesome. Check that out. A mayo jar turned into a container for flowers, silk flowers. Whatever kind of flowers you want to put in there. Or any kind of craft paraphernalia. Wow, that's awesome. From this, we go to that. So, let's see how we do it. Okay, we need some paper, ribbon, some stickers if you like over here. I got some stickers. And a glue gun or double-sided tape. So let's get started. And I'm, of course, Crafty Cricket. Okay, now to create this, my hat's on backwards, but at least my head's screwed on tight. Anyway, you need to get a strip of paper, whatever you want to use for your mayo jar, or whatever jar you want to use. And I'm going to use, let's see, I pre-cut a strip of paper somewhere here. Here we go. I'm going to use this paper. And I cut it at 3.5 wide, and it's the length of the paper, which is 12 inches. So it's 3.5 by 12. And it's going to fit around my jar just like so. See? Perfect. I'm going to add a little glue down the edge of my paper. Now you could use double-sided tape too, but I prefer to use glue on this one. And I'm going to lay it on the side of my jar and try to center it out in the middle of my jar. And this is plastic too, which is nice. You don't have to worry about glass breaking in your craft rooms. So, now I'm going to add some glue down the other end. And again, I'm going to roll the jar into the glue because I don't want to burn my finger like I did in my very first episode of this Crafty Creation Station video series. So I'm going to just roll it in and keep rolling it until it sticks on itself, which it did. And plus you get a nice even edge. There you go. First step done. How simple was that? Now I already pre-cut my circle for my lid. And all you have to do for that is just take your lid off, trace the circle, and cut it. And I'm just going to add a little glue on top of the lid, little glue gun here, and just plop my little paper right on top. And hit it a few times, make sure, rub it in, and there you go. How fast was that? Now, what you need is a piece of ribbon if you so desire, and you're going to wrap it around your lid. So we'll add some glue, right, start the glue right where your seam is of your paper, so the seams line up kind of, and that can be the back of the jar. So then I'm going to add my piece of ribbon, and you line it up with the bottom of the lid. Line up bottom, see how it lines up at the bottom, and at the top it could be overhung, because I'll show you what to do with that after. So just keep going around your lid with the glue gun, filling it with glue, and putting your ribbon lined up on that glue that you just placed on your lid. Just keep going around and around until you have the side of your lid covered with this beautiful decorative ribbon. Any ribbon will do, whatever kind you like, but as long as it's a little bit wider than the lid, it'll look a lot nicer for you. So there you have it. One lid covered in ribbon all the way around. And I'm going to trim off because this ribbon wants to fray. Don't ask me why ribbon frays, but it does. That's like a natural wonder of crafters. Why does ribbon fray? So anyway, I'm cutting off the extra fraying ribbon, and then I'll push it on. Now, what you do next, since there's a little overhang on my ribbon, now you don't have to have overhang, but I do because I used a ribbon that's wider than the lid. So I'm going to add glue around the edge, and I'm just going to press. Be very careful with this hot glue though, and I'm going to press the ribbon over the edge of my container. Now right there's a lot of glue. I have to be careful. I put too much, way too much. That's asking for disaster. So then you just keep going around afterwards till you get your whole top of your ribbon pressed down to the top of your lid. And if you want, take a pair of scissors or whatever and smush it over that way, and you can save your fingers from getting burnt. That's an old trick I taught myself years and years ago when I first started with glue guns. But now I'm like, now I see eye to eye with glue guns, believe it or not, except for when I get burnt though. So you just keep adding the glue, like I said, to the side of your jar or the top side. And then you keep pushing in until your whole ribbon is totally down on the front, which mine just about is. So that's fine. And now you can leave it like this if you like, or if you want to get a flower like I did on mine. Let me find one. I think this one would go nice. I'm going to add this one on top. So any type of silk, this is actually a paper flower. So I'm going to just add some glue in the middle here and lay down my flower right on the top center. So actually, sometimes you don't even need to cover your lid with a circle template, because if you put a big flower over it, it covers the whole thing anyway and you'll never see it. But just in case it shows through a little bit, it won't be this like stark blue or whatever color your lid is. So here goes my fraying ribbon again. I'm going to trim this more because I don't need all this extra anyway. So there you go. That's how it's starting to look. And then you make a ribbon to match, a bow, I'm sorry, out of your ribbon. And this ribbon, bow I should say, I already made. So you just make a bow however you make your bows. Put some glue on it. And in the front of your jar, which should be like here, because you want to do the front, the side that doesn't have the seam, of course. And just glue it to your lid. Just give a good wad of glue. And there you have it. Oops. It's a little flat, but there we go. Just play around with it. It'll get unflattened. And then all you need is some type of label. Now I just got a piece of paper, cut it square, and then added this pink piece on top and wrote the word flowers. And this means my flowers are going to be in this jar as well as the other jar I already pre-made. So I'm going to add some glue to this. Hopefully not get burnt. And we're going to glue it right in the center of your jar so it's centered under your bow. So be careful placing this so you don't get burnt with your hot glue, or if you're using double-sided tape, which I should be using, it's a lot easier. But I have my glue gun out anyway, so I'm using that. And then just press it on, and there you have a nice little label. And then what you can do if you want, add extra embellishments. I'm going to add these flowers. I'm going to take these yellow flowers, and I'm going to add one to each corner here. And it adds a nice decorative touch to your flower container here, your old Mayo jar. Now you can't even call it a Mayo jar because you know why? It doesn't even look nowhere near like a Mayo jar. So there you have it. One Mayo jar transformed into a nice little container. Excuse me, I'm going to move that over there. Now I just made a little boo-boo, but there, we can fix it up. There you go. This is what we turned our Mayo jar in that quick time. Can you imagine this for somebody's birthday and put candies inside it? Or fill it with your favorite candies for yourself? Or make it into a bank. Cut a hole somewhere here, a slit, and make a nice pretty bank to put on your kitchen table and say, when this gets filled, I'm going to buy myself a nice dinner. And take yourself out to eat for all your hard crafting work. But anyway, here are my 2 Mayo jars transformed into nice little containers for my flower embellishments. Thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for more crafty creations, recreations, reuse, reduce, and recycle. That's all you got to do. It's as easy as that. Take care now.